Spaces actually in tile joints is not really the best practice these days. The reason for that is tiles are getting bigger in size and there's fewer joints. Now the joints themselves, though they're actually giving a good look to the actual tile installation, they also provide an element of expansional movement. And if the tiles are getting bigger in size, there's fewer joints. If you put spaces in the joints themselves, it won't allow the actual expansion in the area of the walls or floors, and this could obviously cause tiles to tent and come off the surface. Also, another practicality is if spaces are in the joints themselves, so we talk about crosses here, is that if there's only a small amount of grout that's been applied over the top of the space, this can obviously crumble through excessive movement. And as we all know, tile backgrounds such as timber, obviously there's a lot of movement going on, and the grout is the first signs of issues, and that will actually crack. So best practice, always put the spaces in the joints, but remove them before grouting. Mosaics obviously come in various different sizes and sheets, and materials themselves could be anything from ceramics to glass to even stone, and obviously everything in between, even metal in some cases. Keep in mind, as far as with any mosaics, that if they have got some form of protection plastic on the surface, in those cases it might be important to leave that on through the fixing because they may scratch easily. With regards to laying any sheets, never place each sheet on top of one another. What you should always do is actually stagger the sheets, a bit like brick bond, and that so that you still maintain the joints, but therefore you don't see each sheet when it's actually on the wall itself. When you come to fix the mosaics, it's always good to use a grout float, place it on the bottom side of the sheet, angle the actual sheet up, and then you can steady it and beat the actual sheet into place, because you don't really twist and slide mosaics. Key points as well, make sure your backgrounds are perfectly flat. You cannot build out mosaics, even though you can with normal ceramics in small areas. Mosaics will follow the contour of the background regardless. So when you install the mosaics, you could use products like ready mixed, such as Bell White Star Plus. Also, we have unique products called Bell Max Flex Fibre, which is actually a very smooth white adhesive, can be fixed glass and go on to tile and towel, and can be used on a number of scenarios. Also, if you're fixing mosaics that are stone, it's always good practice to use a rapid setting adhesive, and that again helps with regards to reducing the water and therefore causing the stone from debonding. So something like Bell Rapid Flex 1 would be used on wall applications. Waterproofing has actually been on within the tile industry for over 30 years. It wasn't a common practice to waterproof domestic situations. It was in the commercial sector, but the reason why waterproofing is the type of material you use all the time now, and that is because of the changes. And what I mean by the changes is we have more showers now than we ever did years ago. The type of showers have changed over the years, from being a domestic shower to a power shower, and in a lot of cases we're getting used to fixing and installing wet rooms. So the demand is a lot more now, and also backgrounds obviously changed over the years as well. We see a lot more plasterboard, which is not particularly the best material in water environments. And it's also now part of the standards, and that is obviously best practice, but it's also to protect you. So in any wet situation, being if it's domestic or commercial, always waterproof. The tiles themselves are not to protect, they're there just to give it ease of clean and decorative. Some of you may have used waterproof grouts 20-30 years ago, but that is not a substitute for tanking. Always tank your backgrounds, safeguard the background, and therefore you never have a failure. thank you for listening today on Dave's Q&A. If you have any questions, please feel free to obviously drop them on the comments box below, and we will be back again shortly to answer those ones as well. Thank you very much.